everyone, it's Melissa with Big Universe Music, and today I'm going to show you an easy way to play the song Free Fallin' by Tom Petty on the guitar. So grab yours and let's get started. Free Fallin' has this iconic moving line. That can be brought out in the song by changing the full chords like this. But some of us, when we first start, aren't able to change chords that quickly. So what a lot of beginner guitar players do will use what we call chord extensions to create the sound of Free Fallin' without having to move their hand around a lot. We're gonna start on the D chord. And just note that for this version, you're only going to strum strings D, G, B, and E. So that's string 4, 3, 2, and 1, starting on your D chord. Then we're gonna add our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string and lift up our pointer finger to get the sound of a G chord. Now we're not playing the full G chord like this because remember, we're only using the top 4 strings. And then I play that again, back to D by lifting up my pinky, forming the D chord with my other fingers. And then I'm going to go to a chord that's called A sus4, or depending who you ask, they're gonna call it a D sus2. Did you know that different chords can have the same tones in it, but be named differently depending on what chords come before and after? I like calling it A sus4 in this case instead of D sus2 because we're in the key of D. If we call it A sus4, then our 1, 4, and 5 chords are all represented in our chord progression. And that will translate easier if you do decide to do the full chords. So, being said, remember we're starting on D, adding our pinky, lifting up our pointer finger for G, then G, D, and A sus4 by simply lifting up the middle finger. All right, let's take a close-up of the left hand for this. Now that you've gotten the chords down, let's talk about the iconic rhythm that happens in this song. The chord changes happen on syncopated beats, meaning they're not always directly on the downbeats. Our first chord change happens on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we have a fast chord change on the and of 1 back to D. 1 and 2. And then another chord change on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here it is with me counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If counting is too difficult for you at this stage, just listen to it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times and try to play along. The last note for Free Fallin' is that we are playing it out of the D shape, but the original recording is in the key of F. That means that if you wanted to play the song in the original key, you'd put your capo on fret 3 and play your chord progression starting on fret 5. Have fun practicing Free Fallin'. Make sure to download the worksheet below if you want to play along, and I will see you in the next guitar lesson.